Hey everybody, hope you're doing really great and you're having this nice start to spring. It almost feels like summer out there with some beautiful weather. This is what we wait for. This is when Edmonton, St. and surrounding area, it's beautiful. It's a great place to live. You get to see the beautiful trails. You can get out of town and go to lakes, and this is what we live for. It's a beautiful time of year, and I hope you're getting outside to enjoy it just like we're trying to get outside and enjoying it as much as possible. Some of my notes that I talk about was the personal development side. I've got another blog where I've been writing those, and it's called Truer Measure. It's on Substack. And I recently had a couple there. One was called The Work That Nobody Sees. I talk about a story about me using the ab flex when I was a kid. And I don't know if you remember it, as seen on TV, people getting shredded in 3 minutes a day on this little plastic machine. You probably got a six-pack. I definitely did not. And another one I shared about swimming back, about talking about the important things in life. So those are just some of the things that we've been writing and just sharing some thoughts and ideas on Substack, and you can check that out. I'll probably have a link somewhere as well. But that's, again, talking about the most important things in life. But let's get down to real estate and what it's like and how our market has been responding. So quick things here. How has the Edmonton real estate market been moving? What we can tell you is that we have been seeing more of the same. Is not dramatic changes when we're looking month over month, and things are remaining stable. That's what we typically have here in Edmonton, where we've seen some other markets, like obviously across Canada, they've seen some big peaks and then they've come down. We've been more just steady. Even you look at Calgary, they've shot up a lot and then have come down. They're starting to find some of their bottom and making their way and getting some stability, whereas us right now, we're in a bit of a stable market. We're going to look at our months of inventory for the city of Edmonton and surrounding areas. That's sitting at 2.8, down from the month previous. So there's less months of inventory now. We had 2.9 the month prior, and then looking back at last month, 2.8. So this puts us in a seller's market still. When we generally say it's going to be 0 to 4 is going to be sellers, closer to 0 to 3. We're in a seller's market here in Edmonton and surrounding areas. Our inventory is up a bit. We've got 4,200 new listings that came on. So that's up about 14% month over month, which is common as we're heading into the spring. Year over year, we're up about 9% from the previous year. And we sit at about 6,900 active properties, 6,917. Then when we look at our sales are up again, 16%. That spring market activating and pushing things up, 2,482 sales. Which the year to date, we're sitting at about 7,000, which puts us down a little bit from the year prior. So down about 8% year over year for our sales, and our new listings are up about 9% year over year. So we're seeing a little bit increase in inventory. The sales are trying to keep up, but not quite the same levels they saw last year, but enough to keep things stable. And our price is not shifting a whole ton. When we look at our actual pricing, when you're looking at our properties for a residential detached home, you're looking at an average price of $589,000, which is basically flat from the month before and up 1% year over year. Our semi-detached, our half-duplex properties, those are sitting at $423,000, which are down 3% month over month and down 3% year over year. So a little bit of slipping there. And then our row and townhomes, those are sitting at $313,000, which is up 2% month over month and down 1% year over year. And then our apartment style condos, those are sitting at $225,000, which have seen some strength coming into it. But it does come along with a skewed number there. We've had one condo sale that was $2.7 million this past month. So that pushes that price point up. But again, that average price point of $225,000, up 7%. Month over month, up 3% year over year. I wouldn't be surprised to see that trail off here as we look at the next months, because our medium number is closer to that $195,000 mark, which is more normal what we would anticipate and see. Our days on market, what we're sitting at here, we've got 32 is our average days on market for a detached home, which is up from the year prior, which was 29. So we're seeing a little bit longer time on market, maybe about 10% longer than last year. So a little bit more time to get those properties sold. And then for our big sales, we saw a $3.9 million detached home sell. And then that $2.7 million condo was a big one that really pushed those numbers. Now, when we look at St. Albert's numbers, what's happening specifically in St. Albert, our neighborhood here? When we look at St. Albert, currently as of today, we have 106 active properties, which is similar to the last time we did this for last month. There was about 109 properties, so our active are down 2%, so very slight change there. And then our sales, when we look back at April sales, that we had 99 sales. So that's up from the month prior, which were 86. So we're seeing that 13% increase in our sales. Again, hanging around the Edmonton side about 16%. So it's pretty common to see that at this time of year. And then the year prior, again, down. So we're at 107 from the year prior. And that brings us down about 7%. Then we look at the city of Edmonton, year prior sales are down about 8%. So staying in line. We look at our strength in our market here. Out of those 99 sales, 52 of them were under 600,000. 38 were under 800,000. So really the strength of that market is under 600 and then under 800. And if you're looking for homes in St. Albert and you've been trying to find something that's in that range of under 600 and even under that 800, but really under that 600, you've probably been in multiple offers. You probably saw the one that came up. You're like, this is the one. And then you went to call about it the next day and you're like, it's already pending. It had 8 offers and it's sold. So that's just what we've been seeing in our market. St. Albert's still staying really hot, really active, a lot of multiple offers. I'm be interested to see what happens in the coming months here. I don't think we're going to continue to see prices just rise and rise and rise, because as we look at our average price out here in St. Albert, we're sitting at $612,000 for the average price, and our median's about $590,000. Last month, our average price was $623,000, and the median about $585,000. So we're seeing things change, but year over year, we're pretty much the same. It was $614,000 for the average price last year, and then the median was $550,000. So the median price has gone up, but the average price is staying relatively stable. So we still have a lot of activity. We're still seeing a lot of sales. Our months in inventory right now, we're sitting at just over 1 month of inventory, which is clearly in a seller's market, which is why if you're looking for a home here, it's very hard to find a good one. And our days on market are at 22, whereas the city of Edmonton, we're over 30, we're just over 20 in St. Albert. And that's down from the month prior, and very similar to the month prior was 23, and then last year was 21. So pretty much right and around that range. The highest sale we saw was a $1.1 million sale in Jensen Lakes for a detached home, and then the lowest sale was a $385,000 home in Deer Ridge. So that's what the numbers are telling us. It's telling us that we're heading into spring, we're seeing more inventory come on, we're seeing more buyers out there, and we're seeing competition in those really highly desirable homes. If you've got a home that's really desirable, it's finding the right time to be on the market so that you capitalize on the best opportunity, on riding the wave, because really this is about art and science. It's about feeling the wave as it's coming and then getting on, and then making sure you got the right team to support you all the way through. But this is what our real estate market's looking like. As we look forward to the next few months, I imagine it's going to stay pretty similar. I don't think we're going to see all of a sudden a shoot going way up and to the right for our pricing. I think we'll stay relatively stable, maybe trending up a little bit. I don't see a lot of weakness in our pricing just yet with what we see in our numbers. But as we continue moving forward, I think it's going to stay relatively stable. Strong market, especially in St. Albert. As we get into Edmonton, I'll be curious to see if maybe that trend line doesn't necessarily go up as much, or maybe starts to trend down a little bit. But we'll see, and we'll keep an eye on things as we move forward with month to month. So my friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and you enjoy your summer. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can reach out to me here. You can send me a message, or you can check me out on Substack as well and just take a peek at some of those writings. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.